Hey, this is Bob Kraus, and I'm going to go through some instructions on using SimpleK to issue and return keys, which are actually called duplicates in SimpleK. First of all, I'd just like to show you where the training information is. If you go to the V drive, go to the training folder and the SimpleK folder under that. The document I'm referring to right at this time is this one here, issuing and returning keys or duplicates. So go ahead and get that document, print it out, or look at it while you're watching this video, and that will help you out a lot. Okay, starting at the beginning, issuing a key. I just want to talk a little bit about that. When someone orders a key for a room or whatever, they fill out a form or they send an email, etc. Anyway, Greg or another key locksmith is going to get that order. They're going to see what door it's for, and they're going to go ahead and cut the key. So once the key's done, it's cut, it's ready, and it's stamped with a sequence number, which is the number on the key. It's ready to be issued. So that's where we're at this point. The key's there, and now we need to issue the key. Now, the keys can be issued remotely, such as, let's say Joe Smith, whatever, he comes in and he's like, or he ordered a key, but we're going to go deliver that key to him. Well, we can issue the key now and then go and deliver the key. We can make that two different steps, and SimpleK has that software, those wizards, to enable you to do that. But today we're talking about the procedure to go to issuing a key or returning a key. And basically, if somebody shows up and says, "Hey, I need to pick up my keys," this is what you'll be doing. Now, first of all, there is a signature pad that needs to be installed on your PC, and it's a USB signature pad, so the drivers need to be loaded up. And I have a picture of that on this video so that you can see it. Once that signature pad is there, that enables people to actually sign for their keys through the software. So anyway, now you should have your issuing and returning keys instructions. So I'm going to go ahead and start here. So I have my SimpleK shortcut. Do you want to run this file? Yes, I do. Here it comes. Okay, so here's SimpleK as it normally is. Step 2 of the instruction says, in the Wizards menu, select Key Issuance Wizard. You can do that just by going up here. You don't have to select anything on this side. Just go to Wizards and choose Key Issuance Wizard, or just press F7. So either click here, or you can just press F7 at any given time, and it'll launch this Key Issuance Wizard. And this is the wizard here. So this is going to be all the fields and windows, etc., and lists that you're going to need in order to associate that key or duplicate with a holder or the person who's going to be the owner of the key. So now I have the wizard open. Using the holder list, which is right here, right now it says none, enter the name of the person who's going to be issued the key. So I have a couple users with the last name of Test. So I'm going to start typing TES, and you can see it's doing a lookup, and it's coming up, and it's finding all these different ones that have TES. Here's Bob Test. That's my guy. I'm going to go ahead and select him. Now that I select him, okay, he's in there. If he has an employee ID, which most people will, it'll show up here. And now that that's done, that's step 3. In step 4, we're going to choose which duplicates or which keys that need to be issued to him. So I'm going to go ahead and use this duplicate sequence as a lookup, just like I did up here with the holder, but now I'm going to look for some other keys. I know that I have some duplicates with the words test. So I have some test keys here, and I'm just going to open that up so you can see I have test key, and the sequence numbers, or what would be stamped on the key, is test-key-001, 003, 004. So I'm going to go ahead and assign, as per the order that I got, I'm going to go ahead and assign a key. So let's say key 3, test key 3 is the one that's going to be assigned to Bob Test. So I'm going to highlight it here, or select it here, and you can see it's blue now. And I can select multiple ones by using the control click key, such as that, or I can do shift click if it's for a whole list of these keys. That's all available, general Windows selection kind of stuff. So anyway, I'm just going to select key number 3 here, and then this green button is going to take this key and put it over here in this list of duplicates to issue. So I can create a list. These are the keys that are going to be issued at this time. Now, if you have more keys to issue to this person, you don't have to do this one at a time. You can do it all in one shot. So we've flown all the way over to step 6 in this aspect. So multiple keys can be assigned to the holder at one time by repeating steps 4 and 5, which are finding the key and pressing the green button to get it over to this side of the list. So let's take a look, and we'll see if we have some other keys that we can give him. I think there's ones that start with AA. Yeah, here's some other keys. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and give him this guy right here, and I can go ahead and add it there. So I can start assembling this list right at this point here. And once I have the list, and these are the keys that I'm going to issue, then I'll be ready to go. Now, I do want to show you it's very friendly here. Let's say that wasn't the one that we wanted. We can always select on this side, click the green arrow to get it back over to this side. It does not delete the key record. It does not damage any data at all. All we're doing is assembling a list in order to issue these keys to this guy, Bob Test. So now I have my list. I can go ahead and click continue. So it can be one key, it can be multiple keys, all depending on the situation. Now here, we're getting some more information. If you have a manager that you want to assign to this person, you can do that here. That person may or may not be available. This is not essential that you do this. Maybe later in a future state we might require it, or have it automatically look up or something like that. But right at this point we don't. Down here are some additional information. If this is a temporary assignment, you can set a due date. So let's say we're issuing this to a vendor, and we know that the person, their project is 6 months down the road. We can go ahead and use the calendar and go select the date that it would be due for returning. You can deselect it just by clicking the box there if that's not what you want, or you change your mind. But that is available there. Now, another thing I'd like to point out is the status right here. There's several statuses that we have for duplicate records. They are broken, issued, lost, returned/destroyed, verify, and waiting for delivery. Now, if this person is standing right in front of you, or their manager is standing right in front of you ready to collect the keys, then you can go ahead and issue them at this time. And just by selecting the status as issued, that way the software knows that you are actually delivering the keys and issuing the keys and delivering them all in one shot. If you are going to do this remotely, in other words, we're setting it all up, we're getting them ready for delivery, and then we're going to have a runner go take these keys over to that office and remotely get a signature, well then that would be waiting for delivery. Okay, so those are the two that we're going to be using here. Most of the time, if you're sitting at your desk and this person's standing in front of you, 100% of the time you're going to change the status to issued. You can add some notes here if there's anything pertinent. That's what it's for. These other lists here, we're not doing anything with at this time, so just leave them blank, ignore them. Now, once we're ready, we can go ahead and confirm the issuance. Now, in confirming the issuance, it's making those associations in the background, ka-chunking along with the data. And you'll see now there is a personal key inventory form that has come up. And here's the person's name, Test Bob. There he is. If there's any information on an address, etc. But most importantly is this list here. These are the keys that will be or are already in this person's possession. So if you issued, let's say, 2 keys, but the person had 5 more keys, all 7 of those keys will show up on this list because this is their complete personal key inventory. This is a good time too to say, hey, do you still have these keys? You want to verify them now? They may go, oh, you know, test key number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, I lost that. Well, that's good information for us, and we can actually take that information and do something about it right after we complete this process. But that's not in this video at this time, just talking about that. Now, if the holder or the manager is present, like we're saying here, we can go ahead and get them to give us a signature for receipt. So instead of printing this form off and then having them sign it and then scanning it back in, well, that we already know we have that signature pad that's attached to this PC. So all we need to do is we need to bring up the signature window. So the signature window is brought up by this button here. It says Signature Capture. Now, if you do not see that button and it is not available here, there a couple things could be wrong. The signature pad might not have been plugged in. You've never installed a signature pad. Things of that sort. So we're assuming that that signature pad is installed and it's operating, and here is the capture button. So we're going to go ahead and click on it, and you'll see here that it's just a pop-up, and we've got 2 different possibilities here on these radio buttons. Either this is the holder that's going to sign, or this is the manager. So, you know, Bob Test's manager could have come to get the keys, and then he's going to go bring them to him. Or possibly an admin or somebody like that. I would call that, we could still say that to the manager. It's anybody who's not the holder who's going to has a responsibility of bringing the keys to that person. So let's say that's the holder. He's there. Bob Test is here. He wants his keys. So right at this point, this signature window being open, the pad is active for signing. So I'm grabbing the pen on the pad, and I'm going to start signing. And as you can see, it's pretty much real time as I'm doing it. You can't see me signing, but that my special pen was to the signature pad. Now, if they say, oh man, I messed up my signature, that's a terrible signature, I want another one, you can always clear it and try again, which is fine. So there's Bob Test, there's his signature. Now, once he's finished, you click OK, and that signature should appear right into the form. All right. Now, the next thing we can do is, if they do want a printed copy of this form, we can go ahead and press this button right down here to bring up a print window. Oh, there it is. And then we can send it to the printer, press print. Now for us, what we want to do is we want to be able to save this form into our repository, and we do that by pressing this key, Completed Form Saving. And that just gives us a little message, hey, this file just got sent and saved, and then we are done. At this point, SimpleK, we can continue on with other things. We can launch another key issuance wizard. We can do whatever. We're basically just in the forms area right at this point. If we go back, and here we are with our keys, etc. But basically that's it. You're done. Once you save that form, it's saved to our repository, and you can hand them their keys.